little bit, and then they sent him off the position coach. What do you think was the benefit of doing it?
You know, I think Coach wanted everybody just to hear one voice as far as our corrections that needed to be made, you know, and then also the point out some of the positives that we had, and you know, it was a good session. We had, like I said, everybody in there, and we got through the entire game and pointed out some real positive things and obviously some areas that we need to continue to get better at.
Yeah, obviously it's been an uncharacteristic game for us.
You know, he's played a lot better. There's no doubt about it. I think he was real disappointed with how he played Saturday. You know, obviously when you're the quarterback, I think it gets magnified. You know, and I really do think that also he's played at such a high level. I think he's created high expectations for himself, and we certainly have high expectations for him as well. I don't think there's any one thing we can pinpoint. If we could, we would fix it. He's got to play better. He's got to play faster, in my opinion. I think he's thinking too much and trying to process too much instead of just playing. And he's good enough just to play. And we got to. I know that sounds like a weird thing to say. He's thinking too much, but when you overthink things, you play slower. And we got to get him to play instinctive and play fast, play faster. He did some uncharacteristic things on Saturday. Missed some throws that he doesn't miss. We got some technical things on some of his deep balls that we were able to point out, show to him on tape what he was doing wrong and correct those things. So there were some technical things in there as well. But he missed a couple big play opportunities for us, and he usually doesn't miss those. And for our offense to be successful, that guy behind center has got to make those plays. And you know, we have certainly a ton of confidence in him. He made some good plays during the day as well. He didn't turn the ball over, knock on wood, which was a huge plus, and kept us in the game and was giving us a chance to win in the fourth quarter. But we need him to play better. We need the other guys around him to play better, and we need to coach better. Just some things with his follow through. We showed him on tape, and you know, I always say a picture's worth 1,000 words. You know, we showed him from camp and from last year on his deep balls how he was finishing throws, and a couple of times on Saturday he was short, and on one deep throw in particular that we had open for a touchdown, and you could see it was all mechanics. It wasn't anything but just his mechanics changed a little bit, and just like a golf swing or anything else, those have to be consistent, and those have to be you know, true during those moments. And like I said, he's done it. He's done it and done it and done it. And we got to get him back to doing it.
Chase Hayden, was it feeling you could run him wide, or was it a matter of him not protecting the quarterback?
No, it was an odd game. It had nothing. There was nothing pre-planned or nothing that we didn't think he could do. It was a weird game. We never really got in a sync in a real rhythm. And we didn't have a lot of plays, and you know, we'd like to have 15, 18 more plays, and you know, we would have been able to call more things, A, and B, we'd been able to get more guys in the game and in the flow of the game. So I think just as the game was going, we thought David got a little hot there for a little bit and kept him in, but it certainly wasn't by design, and certainly that's a mistake on our staff that we're going to get corrected. Chase Hayden needs to play a lot more, and we told Chase that, and he will certainly play in our next ball game. He'll get more carries, because we don't have any. You know, there's no feeling of he can't do this, or he can only run outside, or he can't pass protect, and there's nothing like that from our staff. It's just playing three tailbacks, and you don't have a lot of plays, and we didn't have a lot of long drives. It's kind of tough. The substitution stuff gets tough. You know, and we got to have the ball longer, and then we'll certainly do a better job of getting them in.
Who do you think is a guy that you tried to provide a bunch of plays for, too? I think he only had like 3 snaps on Saturday. Is that just him coming back from the injury?
Who's that? Oh, TJ. Yeah, he again. Now you're talking about a fourth tailback in the game, and we had trouble getting 3 in. You know, he's got to do. TJ's an explosive guy. I think we maybe need to get him more in one spot permanent, you know what I mean? There's a lot on his plate, but we need him to be a real consistent wide receiver right now. And we need, we're going to give him opportunities here in this bye week and next week to step up and get a bigger role as a wide receiver because we need his explosiveness out there. So TJ will, again, figure in. He's just got to keep practicing hard and doing things right. And, I think that, again, he'll have a significant role here before the season's over.
Reducing the number of receivers that you work with, a lot of that because of Cornelius just trying to get him more reps.
It's been difficult. It's been, it's with all the injuries that have occurred during camp with that position. TJ was out for a period of time. Jared was out for a period of time. Brandon Martin was out for a period of time. Jonathan Nance missed time during camp. It's just difficult to get continuity, you know what I mean? And then when Jared comes back, he's not back full, but he's back, so we're trying to get him reps. And, so we need to settle in on the guys that are going to be in there with the ones, and then we got to continually develop the younger guys so if they do get an opportunity because of an injury or whatever, they need to be ready. And then certainly there's some young guys, and TJ's one of those since he hasn't played, in my opinion, since he's new at wide receiver. Gerard Barnes and Gary Cross and TJ, those guys are just every week we got to keep bringing them along because I do think that they're just going to continue to get better, and hopefully we can get to a point where everybody's got confidence in the fact that they're going to know where to line up and where to be at the right time. But it's been a little bit difficult with all the different injuries, getting guys in and out and getting continuity, but we had opportunities to make plays in the past game on Saturday, and we didn't do it. And we're going to keep grinding and keep continuing to coach those guys hard and put them in the best position we can. And where it starts is like in our practice today, we got to do a great job. And here it is. Here's the best thing about it is everybody's on board with it and everybody wants to do it and everybody understands we need to get better in that area. So we'll continue to press forward.
What do you think the key issues were in the run game that impacted the run the other day?
We were inconsistent. You got to give. I think we had times where I felt really good, like we were really blocking them well. We had really good push. We were on guys. You have to give them a credit too. I think they're a good defensive football team. I mean, Coach Patterson has been doing this a long time, and those guys they play extremely hard. And there was a lot of blitzing, bless you, and there was corner blitzes and things like that. So once a couple of them were structured, we call them, where they just hey, that's a good call to that, and then some of them we just physically got beat. And then like I said, I thought that we had some good runs too. Again, I'd have liked to seen us run the ball 9 more times and see where our run totals would have been, because I think we were just starting to in the last quarter and a half there we were getting some explosive runs and we're starting to wear on them a little bit. I think we just we didn't have the ball long enough. We gotta have the ball longer, and we got to create more plays, and when we do that, we'll have I think our running game will create more explosive opportunities.
Scoring, the lack of scoring in the second half, the last 3 FBS games that you guys have played. Can you put your finger on what's kind of led to that?
Well, the Missouri game, we had the ball inside the 10 3 times and got no points in the second half. Against Virginia Tech, I think I recall we fumbled. We had a ball in the end zone or the 6-inch line, fumbled it out of the back, and we fell apart. And then this past week we had the ball down there again and didn't come away with points. So if there was one thing we could pinpoint, we would do it. But certainly, this is my 3rd season here. I know we've scored a lot of points in the second half in games and in overtime games and so on and so forth. So every game is really different in my opinion, and we just got to keep doing what we're doing and keep coaching and playing hard, and I think things will take care of themselves.
Yeah, I know Austin threw to these guys all spring and worked with them all summer, but the games are different. Do people maybe underestimate the fact that these are still guys he's getting used to working with apart from most of the receivers?
Well, I think yes and no. I think some of the things were on Austin, this week, and some of the things were on the receivers. We had some drops. A guy lost track of where he was in the back of the end zone on a play. So I think there's a little bit of both. But these guys have been playing together long enough now. We've got enough reps where there should be a really high confidence level. We've been running the same stuff. We've tried to keep it real simple and concise for them so they know where to go and when we're doing it and how we're doing it. And, you know, that to me, it's time for those excuses are over, man. We gotta get guys in the game that are going to catch the ball when it's thrown to them, and we gotta get the ball on them when they're open and get them in a spot where they can catch it.
And speaking of that, CJ's had 4 targets, I think, in 2 games and 4 catches, 2 really nice catches, touchdown catch. Is that a guy that you'd like to maybe devise more for?
Yeah, absolutely. CJ's done a really good job. He played with a lot better strain this past week too. He was better in the run game. You know, his whole thing with us has just been being consistent with the run game part of it. So we didn't have to just we don't want to keep putting him in only on pass plays. We want him to be an every down tight end. He's certainly moving towards that. He showed a lot of emotion on Saturday, some competitiveness that we haven't seen a lot out of that, and that was great to see. And you know, he was in our plans this past week, and he'll certainly continue to that role will continue to grow, I believe.
Offensive line, do you see any changes? You wouldn't start the same guys?
No, I think we'll, you know, probably start the same guys. I think inside those guys are playing real well. We got beat on the edges a little bit on Saturday. I know our right tackle got beat on the 3rd play of the game, which is, you know, an unacceptable situation with a 3-man rush. And then our left tackle did some good things, but he got edged too a little bit. So we need those guys to continue to develop and play better. But I thought Frank played outstanding. Yelled at was good, and then Ty Clary, you know, that guy's continues to get better and better. He's a good football player. So like the group, we just got to again just keep grinding, keep pushing, keep getting better.
Late in the game, you guys were down there, and we had Austin kind of lost his cool with the receiver, who I assume did something wrong. That was kind of uncharacteristic. I think Austin after the game said, you know, that won't happen again. Gary Danielson on the radio, watching the replay, said that's not that play, that's the whole afternoon. Kind of, what was your take on that?
I agree. You know, I don't watch the broadcast, but if Gary Danielson said that, I agree with him. I think it was just some frustration from the whole afternoon coming out. I think Austin was just frustrated with himself. He was frustrated with where we were at in the game. You know, we had plenty of chances to take the lead in that game and you know, and win the football game. And so I think that emotion was more towards the day than anything else. And you know what? It's he's a competitor, he's a human, and his emotions got away from him a little bit. But you know, he keeps it in check. There's a lot of respect for him amongst our football team and coaches. So everybody, you know, again, it's an emotional game, and I think we all have outbursts like that. That sometimes we look back and say, I gotta keep my cool in that situation.
They really loaded the box, I guess, on some of the runs inside the 5 and the 3. What's the counteraction to that?
Well, the one run down there, we had an MA, we had a missed assignment, and I felt we could have scored on one of the runs. The second run, you know, I put it on structure, which is my fault. The call should have had the ability to bring one of the receivers in to block the edge blitz. So really, the numbers of people really didn't hurt us so much as just those 2 things I just mentioned. And then on the 3rd down call, we had a guy open in the end zone. He lost track of where he was. So.
Austin got a haircut. He just tried to change things up.
I don't know. I didn't ask him why he did it. I just, you know, as a good coach and supporter would do, I told him he looks very nice. I liked his new haircut. So, and that's all I said. And just like when they tell me they like my haircut sometimes, I'm sure they probably aren't interested in why I did it, or they probably don't even like it. But maybe you just want to get a fresh start and bye week, and let's get going. So he's a great young man, as you guys all know, and he's a competitor, and I know he's going to bounce back in a great way here.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.